House of Representatives in rowdy session as APC members walk out over arms purchase scandal. President Jonathan addresses the United Nations General Assembly in New York Wednesday. Welcome to NTA Network News. My name is Muhammad Kudu Abubakar. World leaders have started arriving in New York ahead of the 69th UN General Assembly, which opens on Wednesday. President Goodluck Jonathan is leading the Nigerian delegation to the assembly, which is taking place amid a multiplicity of global crises, some of which are transnational or cross-border in nature. The agenda for the discussion will include sexual violence in conflict areas, the health of women and children, tackling the Ebola virus disease, and climate change. President Jonathan is scheduled to address the UN General Assembly late on Wednesday night, Nigerian time. About 140 leaders are expected to attend the 69th UN General Assembly. Senate has adopted the report of the Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters on the Corporate Manslaughter Bill 2014. The bill, sponsored by the late Senator Pius Eweredo from Delta State, seeks to make corporate bodies and agencies liable for their acts of negligence, dereliction of duty, or gross incompetence which causes the death of a person. National Assembly correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that the Senate also adopted a motion on the alarming rate of building collapse in Nigeria.
At the Committee of the Whole, senators approved clause by clause the corporate manslaughter bill designed to serve public interest by ensuring that organizations exercise reasonable care in the way they manage their activities in order to prevent loss of lives that may arise therefrom. Consequently, an organization that is guilty of the offense is liable on conviction to a fine of not less than 1 million naira, while an individual goes for 3 years imprisonment with an option of 500,000 naira fine. Meanwhile, a motion on the alarming rate of building collapse in Nigeria, sponsored by Senator Abdulmumin Hassan from Jigawa State, has been adopted by the Senate, mandating its Committee on Lands and Housing to organize a sensitization hearing on the menace.
Statistics had indicated that in the last 2 years alone, most major cities in Nigeria witnessed not less than 3 to 4 building collapse incidences. This is the right time to act in order to save lives and property of Nigerians.
It is not just the loss of lives, it's the loss of business, the loss of relationship, the respect for the country, the integrity of the nation is at stake.
Materials being produced for building construction in Nigeria must meet the standards of international good practices.
We should return to professionals signing what they have seen and attested to as professionals.
Apart from observing a minute's silence in honor of the building collapse victims in Nigeria, the Senate urged the federal and state governments as well as regulatory agencies to keep alive their responsibilities in ensuring strict compliance with building rules and regulations.
And where we have building collapse, those involved need to be punished. And of course, the professionals involved need to either lose their licenses or suspended from practice.
The Senate also adopted a report of the Joint Committees on Health and Agriculture on the Nigeria Public Health Bill 2014, aimed at developing a comprehensive plan to provide for a coordinated as well as appropriate response in the event of public health emergencies. Also adopted was a report of the Committee on Agriculture on the Animal Health Technologies Registration Board Bill 2014. It seeks to regulate animal health and husbandry practice across the country in order to ensure transparency and excellence in service delivery. In the meantime, the Senate Committee on Defense and Army, led by Senator George Sikebo, has ended another round of meeting with the service chiefs, led by the Chief of Defense Staff, where critical security issues, including the cash for arms scandal, were discussed.
We have started the investigation. When we get through with the investigation, we'll brief you. The money belongs to the Nigeria government, yes.
In Abuja, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Tuesday's plenary at the House of Representatives was thrown into a rowdy session following a walkout staged by members of All Nigeria Progressive Congress, APC, over what they termed an attempt by the ruling party members to sweep under the carpet the alleged smuggling of $9.3 million reportedly meant for the procurement of firearms and ammunition from South Africa for a Nigerian government security outfit. National Assembly correspondent Aisha Tuzango Abdullahi has the report.
Representative Suleiman Kawu, APC, from Kano, had raised a point of order on the matters of urgent national importance, calling the attention of the lawmakers to what he referred to as a scandalous smuggling of $9.3 million in a private jet belonging to the national president of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN.
I want to ask, would you mind stepping down for the deliberations on this today? Or do you insist?
If you advise me to step it down to tomorrow, I want to have the word of Mr. Speaker that it will be listed in the order paper of tomorrow.
The Deputy Speaker, Emeka Ihedioha, who presided over the plenary, observed that debating the motion was not necessary, considering the security implication of the matter.
It will be important that we refer this matter, if the House wishes, to the appropriate committees.
Thereafter, the presiding officer put the question following its secondment by Representative Jimoke Okoye Thomas, APC Lagos.
Those in favor of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. Then let's have it.
With the nays of the PDP members having it, the APC members walked out of the plenary. Thereafter, the APC caucus addressed the media.
If indeed the matter involves security issues, like the purchase of arms by foreign government like Nigeria, why was the South African government not brought into the picture beforehand? And how could the South African government be sure that the arms were purchased legitimately by the Nigerian government and not by the insurgents?
Deputy House Leader Leo Ogo had this to say on the situation.
In every democracy, the majority definitely will have their way and the minority their say.
Despite the walkout by members of the opposition, legislative deliberations still continues within the chambers of the House of Representatives. On resumption of plenary, a total of 8 bills were read for the first time. A bill for an act to repeal the Audit Act of 1956 and reenact the Audit Act of 2014 to strengthen the office of the Auditor General for the Federation, sponsored by Representative Uche Ekwinife, was also conceded.
Curbing corruption can only start from auditing the activities, especially the accounting records of MDAs and every government.
The House later dissolved into a committee of the whole and considered 8 reports presented by the House Committee of Public Petitions. The House reconvenes plenary on Wednesday. From the National Assembly, Aishatu Zango Abdullahi, NTA News.
Vice President Muhammad Nabadi Sambo has identified with the advancement of Benue State under Governor Gabriel Suswam, describing him as an embodiment of peace. This was at the public presentation of the book, Suswam, Politics and Governance in Benue State, an insider account written by Dr. Cletus Acquire. State House correspondent Hamza Musa Magarfi reports.
Thank you very much, Your Excellencies. Thank you.
Nothing could be more apt than an insider account in reflecting the issues in the book by Cletus Acquire, who is the special advisor on media and public affairs to Governor Suswam and who also served George Akume as Information Commissioner. Vice President Nabadi Sambo, who provided the foreword to the book, described it as an idea which time has come and saying it is a landmark achievement of the governor. He also described Governor Suswam as humility personified, saying he represents the new generation of political class whose penchant is service to the people.
Benue State prides itself as the food basket of the nation. This position was reinforced under the stewardship of the governor, catapulting his state to a leading food producer and agricultural hub of the nation. I will personally buy and send this book to all political science departments of all our universities, both federal, state, and private universities in the country.
Senate President David Mark, who gave some testimonies on his relationship with SUSWAM, which he described as mutual, said the book captures it as it is.
And it is our relationship, because I also got to understand that once he gives his word, he also would honor his word, because he's been governor of Benue State, not governor of any specific tribe in Benue State. And I think as gentlemen, this is what we should bring on board in politics.
Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator Ayom Pius Ayim, also identified with the book. Acknowledging the book in his honor, Governor SUSWAM credited scores of people who continue to affect his life positively.
For those of you who know the Vice President, he does not joke with friends.
The Totib Dr. Alfred Akawe Tokula advised politicians in Benue State to embrace the right attitude to politicking.
Instead of politicking on issues, it is mud-slinging on their opponents, it's insulting elders and traditional rulers, and they think they are doing something. I think that makes things difficult for them.
Governor colleagues of SUSWAM and their representatives took turns to identify with the enterprise. From the Shehu Musa Adua Center in Abuja, I am Hamza Musa Makarpi, NTA News.
Still on the book on Gabriel SUSWAM, Minister of Information, Mr. Labaran Makun, called on public office holders to always document their policies, programs, and achievements to enable their successors commence on a good footing when they assume leadership positions. Mr. Labaran Makun spoke as one of the special guests at the book launch.
Democracy has come to stay. So public officers should be able to document their achievements as a guide to those who come after them. And I think as a young man, Governor SUSWAM has not disappointed our generation.
Governor Gabriel SUSWAM says the peaceful political climate in Benue State, which enabled him to record substantial level of achievements to the critical roles played by Senate President David Mark. To consolidate on this, SUSWAM appeals to the Benue South Senatorial District to unanimously endorse Senator David Mark for another term in the Senate.
We have to endorse the Senate presidency of this country to remain on it, but the occupant of that position, because we are not moving the positions and we are not moving the actors as well. We in Benue are solidly behind Senator Mark.
Benue State Governor there, Gabriel SUSWAM, speaking on the need for the Benue South Senatorial District to endorse unanimously Senate President David Mark. Two publications on labor laws and guidelines for relationship management between employer and employees on how to handle unfair labor practices in the workplace have been launched by the Ministry of Labor and Productivity. Correspondent Emmanuel Ayimiro has details.
The challenges of how to handle labor issues by employers, employees, and labor unions have continued over time, with its negative consequences on the socio-economic development of the nation. It has been observed that the legal instrument regulating labor relations is not usually explored either by the employers or the employees before embarking on unfair labor practices. This, the Ministry of Labor says, must stop, as a compendium of labor laws contain detailed information on how to apply relevant laws to resolve labor crises.
Both employee education and empowerment are therefore essential ingredients for the development of a well-informed workforce and overall reduction in the number of industrial disputes.
The publications, which had the input of NLC, TUC, and the ILO, is to be adopted by the tripartite partners in achieving decent workplace for greater productivity.
So this law is going to be a full guidance for the two sections, locals and employers. Everybody will know his own rights, he's supposed to do, what he's supposed to do, and what he's not supposed to do.
Labor issues appear to be very sensitive and can affect every aspect of the economy. With good understanding and application of labor laws, social partners say can go a long way to minimize industrial unrest and complexities associated with labor administration. In Abuja, Emmanuel Ayemiro, NTA News.
Nigeria's Attorney General and Minister of Justice between 1993 and 1994, Dr. Olu Onagoruwa, has eventually been awarded the rank of Senior Advocate of Nigeria, SAN. The ceremony was held Tuesday morning at the chambers of the Chief Justice of Nigeria. NTA News was given an exclusive access to the conferment ceremony. And here is Femi Okewo with the story.
For more than 4 decades, Dr. Olu Onagoruwa has been a household name for law practice in Nigeria. He went on to serve Nigeria as the #1 law officer, being the Attorney General of the Federation in 1993 and 1994. And since then, not much has been heard of him. In a ceremony which saw the rigidity of the law being put aside temporarily for some measure of humanity, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Aloma Maria Mukhtar, opened her chambers to honor a man who had committed his life to the service of the country and his profession, but whose health challenge stopped him from joining the 16 others who had bagged the Senior Advocate of Nigeria rank a day before. This particular ceremony, which saw 2 justices of the Supreme Court and the Chief Registrar in attendance, was devoid of speeches. But the present Attorney General of the Federation, Mohammed Bello Adoke, had paid glowing tributes to Dr. Olu Onagoruwa at the earlier ceremony to mark the commencement of the legal year.
We salute the courage of the Chief Justice and the Privileges Committee. We're really grateful for their courage in confining him with this rank. It's never too late to do the right thing. And today, we are witnesses to the right thing being done and to the statement that right is might.
Now at 80, Dr. Olu Onagoruwa does not think it is too late to be fulfilled or be appreciated. In Abuja, Femi Okeowo, NTA News.
The Federal Capital Territory Administration has signed land for infrastructure agreements with 4 investment companies that will provide integrated infrastructure put at 170 billion naira across 8 new districts under the FCT land swap program. Correspondent Mitare Ikbam has the report.
FCT Minister Senator Bala Muhammad, who signed on behalf of the FCT administration, said the 8 new districts to be developed with infrastructure such as roads, water, electricity, telecommunication and drainage facilities are located around Kuje in Phase 4, southern part of the Federal Capital Territory. He described the land for infrastructure agreement as a win-win arrangement that will address the infrastructural needs of the FCT.
We don't take the credit alone. Even the economic management team is part and parcel of this. The National Assembly is part of it, including our own original inhabitants of Abuja. We make sure the cost of the settlement and compensation are not only embedded in the cost of the infrastructure, but we carry them along.
The minister says the integrated infrastructure project will provide about 50,000 direct and indirect employment for FCT residents. In Abuja, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
The Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, is urging the military authority to commute the death sentence on the 12 soldiers of the Nigerian Army to a lighter sentence. The NLC, which made the appeal at a New Year conference in Abuja, observed that the circumstances surrounding the reactions of the 12 soldiers of the 7th Infantry Division of the Nigerian Army was due to the ambush and killings of their colleagues at the end of their operation, which in their estimation was avoidable.
Is cohesion needed more than in the armed forces, especially in conflict period. This, in our view, will help minimize loss of lives and the suffering of reversals.
The NLC is calling on Nigerians to therefore rally round the armed forces in the present struggle to end insurgency and protect the integrity of Nigeria. Up ahead, Senate President gives panacea for development at the grassroots levels. Details after this break.
The jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood.
Change is never easy. It was not easy for Dr. Martin Luther King when Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew transformed Singapore from third world to first world. It was not easy. They stoned him. It was not easy for Nelson Mandela.
I, Barack Hussein Obama.
It was not easy for Barack Obama. Nothing worthwhile ever is. Dr. Martin Luther King did it. Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew did it. Nelson Mandela did it. Barack Obama did it. Goodluck Jonathan is doing it. He is transforming Nigeria. Mr. President, keep doing it. We who are with you are so many more than those who are against you. A message from protectors of Nigerian posterity.
Back to the matter.
Family is all about sharing. And with Airtel Insurance, we share more of the good times. How? Airtel Insurance covers our hospital bills for accidents and illnesses and also provides us with a life insurance cover.
Recharge 1,000 Naira or more monthly to access these benefits for free. Dial *259# to register for Airtel Insurance for free. Airtel Insurance is insured by Cornerstone and powered by MicroInsure. Terms and conditions apply.
And so we share the peace of mind that comes from a well-assured future.
Come alive with Airtel.
These are the best breed of global leadership. After them stands in crowning glory a visionary and dynamic apostle of the gospel of their virtues. Like Martin Luther King and Nnamdi Azikiwe, he is gifted with the power of oratory.
Education must be free, so that the children of the parents of the poor can go to school.
Like Obafemi Awolowo, he is the grand commander of free education. Like Ahmadu Bello, he is the symbol of unity.
We therefore, as Nigerians, cannot overlook the urgency of now to move this nation forward.
Like Nelson Mandela, he is the true emancipator of the people. Like Mother Teresa and Aminu Kano, he is a lover and true friend of the poor. Like Otumego Ojukwu, he is courage personified. And like Kwame Nkrumah, he is a detribalized Pan-Africanist.
Owele Rocha Sokorocha, save our generation. Even the children say so. To join this call, visit our website on Generation Rochers USA at www.generationrochers.com.
Share the joy of a seamless connection. VisaPhone, your passport to reach the world.
The chairman of the Joint Tax Board, Alhaji Kabiru Mashi, hereby informs the public that the Honorable Minister of Finance, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, have signed the Taxpayer Identification Number regulations and subsequently gazetted by the government. With these, the regulations have the full weight of the law and received the first level publicity for compliance. Highlights of the regulations include what the TIN is, its benefit, who is eligible to get the TIN, where to register, and the process of registration and issuance of the TIN. The document also details process of furnishing returns to tax authorities, cancellation, replacement, and amendment of administration settlement and sanctions or penalties for defaulters. The Joint Tax Board is embarking on a nationwide sensitization to educate the public more on the regulations. Chairman, Joint Tax Board, announcer.
Where is the Lacasera?
Find Junior.
Find the Lacasera.
Everything is better. A simple taste of freedom.
Lacasera, I love this drink.
The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, has approved the composition and appointment of chairmen and members of the governing boards of the National Research Institute for Chemical Technology and the Nigerian Institute of Leather Science and Technology, Zaria, Kaduna State. The boards will be inaugurated by the Honorable Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Abdul Buluma, on Thursday, September 25th, 2014, at the Honorable Minister's Conference Room, 4th floor, Block D, Head of Service Building, Federal Secretariat, Abuja, by 11 a.m. prompt. Board members should check Guardian newspaper of Monday, 22nd, and Daily Trust of Tuesday, 23rd September 2014 for further information. Mrs. Winifred Oyo-Ita, Permanent Secretary, Announcer.
Want your bathroom to dazzle? Give your toilet the Hypo treatment to brighten and also kill germs, so your bathroom stays disinfected and squeaky clean.
Transformation ambassadors of Nigeria. My good people of Nigeria, does anybody use mirror to look at what they have at hand? No! Good luck at the ingredients of life. Automobile industries, full encouragement. Second Niger bridge from mirage to reality. Good luck! Railways, seaports and airports are come back to modern life. Good luck! Or a Benin highway and other federal highways from dead trap to modern spectacle. Good luck! There you are. Petrol and nyaf with control price and so many other etc. Good luck I do. Good luck are going to do. And good luck will be yours. Are you see what I'm saying? Only good luck affects the security challenges of Nigeria with honesty and commitment. Fighting terrorism to a halt. Good luck continue for Nigeria.
This message is brought to you courtesy Transformation Ambassadors of Nigeria. Done for one vision, Nigeria.
Report just reaching us says President Goodluck Jonathan has arrived in New York ahead of the 69th UN General Assembly of Heads of State and Government. The president is accompanied by Senator Philip Aduda and Senator Emmanuel Polka. He was received at the John F. Kennedy Airport by Nigeria's permanent representative at the United Nations. Senate President David Mark has called for proactive efforts to ensure free and fair elections at the local government levels as the only way to develop the grassroots. He stated this at the opening of the 10th National Delegates Conference of the Forum of State Independent Electoral Commissioners in Abuja. Correspondent Abdullahi Garba Benankodu reports.
The theme of the conference is Local Council Election in Nigeria, Issues and Perspective. This is coming at a period when local government elections in Nigeria is perceived with mixed feelings due to what many regard as undue interference by some state government. Nigeria's National Assembly shares this view as Senate President David Mark, in a message, lamented the challenges facing operations and democracy at that level.
The challenge of continuity by succeeding governments is one of the major problems facing local government administrations in the country. This continuity problem leads to widespread abandonment of projects.
The officials need to be upright. They need to be honest. They need to be committed.
On the part of the forum members, however, while acknowledging challenges at the local government level, they emphasize the need for politicians to recognize democracy at local level.
The election is coming, and if you see the assessment, maybe only a few political parties. Now the election is held. Now, what do you expect?
INEC and other development partners pledge more partnership to improve on the process. The conference ends Wednesday. In Abuja, Abdullahi Garba Kudu, NTA News.
Now to political matters now. National Chairman of the All Progressive Grand Alliance, APGA, Chief Victor Ume, has described the Supreme Court judgment upholding Anambra State Governor Willie Obiano's election as another attestation to good democratic governance. Chief Ume noted that the election adjudged as credible by both international and domestic observers cannot be ruled otherwise.
What this means is that APGA's government will be in Anambra State till 2018. That's another 4 years. It's a lot of lifeline to the party states.
The APGA National Chairman reaffirmed the All Progressive Grand Alliance's support for President Goodluck Jonathan ahead of the 2015 general elections.
Very difficult to provoke.
Chief Victor Ome enjoined party supporters not to relent in their support for the party, noting that APGA will win more seats at both the states and national levels. The people of Oyigbo local government of Rivers State have declared total support for President Goodluck Jonathan, urging him to heed the call of Nigerians to contest for the 2015 presidential elections. They made their stand known at a rally organized by the United Voice for Oyigbo. The report.
Area of Rivers State came out in large numbers to make clear their stand on the 2015 general elections, where they declared tot-hot for President Goodluck Jonathan to seek re-election. The rally, spearheaded by the United Voice of Oyigbo, saw prominent sons and daughters of the area citing President Jonathan's achievements in power, education, health, the economy, polity, security, among others, as some of the reasons they are urging him to declare for re-election.
We are not just telling Goodluck Jonathan to come and contest. We are telling him to come and contest because of the eloquent testimonies and the good things, achievements he has accrued for Nigerians. Rivers State cannot play opposition. We need somebody to reconnect us to the center. We cannot be the treasure base of Nigeria and we be in opposition. We need somebody to reconnect us back to our party PDP. And Barasanyo Senike is a man prepared for that job.
Women groups also addressed the rally and said President Jonathan and his wife, Dame Patience, have shown goodwill towards Nigerian women, hence their support for his re-election. In Abuja, I am Isaac Nkuma.
Stakeholders in Imo State have assured victory for President Goodluck Jonathan in 2015. They pledged this at an interactive session with visiting members of the PDP National Committee on Integration and Harmonization, led by former PDP National Chairman Dr. Ahmadu Ali. Ngozi Egbuchilam has the report.
Of closed-door meeting, one of the members of the team, Professor Jerry Ghana, said, with the signs of determination, zeal and acceptance by both the old and new members of the party to work in harmony, he has no doubt that the party will deliver President Jonathan in 2015.
The meeting was impressive. First of all, in terms of attendance, all the key stakeholders in PDP and IMO are back. Therefore, the meeting facilitated how all of this can be integrated properly, how any of them who needed waiver can be given waiver as soon as possible.
So there's an important segment that must come on board, and that is the grassroots. And I mean traders, market men and women, taxi, KK buses, NUT, students and youth.
Though the meeting was for stakeholders and National PDP Committee, party used the occasion to showcase their unity and solidarity for more dividends of democracy. From Owerri, Ngozi Egbuchilam, NTA News.
Still on President Goodluck Jonathan's chances in 2015, the Special Assistant Political to President Goodluck Jonathan, Professor Rufai Alkali, says the overwhelming support given to President Goodluck Jonathan through various endorsements is an attestation that the president is popular to continue his transformation agenda. Professor Alkali stated this while interacting with the media in Abuja. He says the solidarity of thousands of groups under the aegis of Goodluck's support will continue to pressurize President Jonathan to contest the 2015 elections.
I do not think Mr. President will say no. I do not think so. But there is no how Nigerian will call on him to step forward, and then he will say he will not step forward. I believe he's going to do that, but that has to be at the appropriate time.
Professor Al-Ali, who is also the coordinator of Goodluck's support groups, says those calling for the postponement of the 2015 general elections should stop. The Akwa Ibom State government has pledged to assist in the construction of adequate facilities to upgrade NTA Uyo to a zonal center. Governor Godswill Akpabio announced this while commissioning the new administrative block of the NTA renovated by the state government. Clement Bariku has the report.
Commissioning the once dilapidated NTA administrative building, Akwa Ibom State Governor Chief Godswill Akpabio said the realization of NTA Uyo Network Center will be captured in 2015 budget of the state. The governor later presented a Hilux van and an 18-seater high-rise bus to NTA Uyo.
And I assure you that we will together
commission brand new complexes that will house the divisional quarters that will broadcast right from Uyo.
Chairman, NTA Board of Directors, Mr. Patrick Obu, and the Director General of NTA, Mr. Shola Omole, noted that the gesture is the beginning of a new chapter of relationship between NTA and Akwa Ibom State Government. The NTA management then decorated Chief Akpabio as an ambassador of NTA.
Your Excellency, these in our mind will remind future generations of Akwa Ibomites that once upon a time, a good man called Dr. Godswill Akpabio passed through this way. The appreciation of NTA for the magnanimous gestures of His Excellency. All I need to say is thank you very much, sir.
The NTA Uyo Administrative Building, now Godswill Akpabio Administrative Block, is one of the several federal institutions that the Akwa Ibom State Government has intervened. In Uyo, Clement Barikui, NTA News.
Federal and Lagos state governments are to set up a joint task force to dislodge illegal occupants under the bridges in Lagos. This is to protect the bridges in a sustainable manner. Works Minister Mike Onalememe announced this while inspecting various project sites in Lagos. Deji Dewu has the report.
Two fire incidents some years back on both Eko and Marina bridges left extensive damages that compromised the integrity of these two bridges. The two fire incidents were traced to illegal occupants and unwholesome activities under these bridges. As the federal government prepares to fully restore them, the issue of keeping the illegal squatters away has become paramount.
There's a lot of lawlessness in the place in terms of right-of-way abuse in Lagos, and we need to show example with Lagos. And by the time we put together a team made up of federal government, the Lagos state government, and security agencies, I believe that we'll be able to deal with the menace.
Apapa-Oshodi Expressway is presently being reconstructed in phases, but the critical sections at Tinker Island Port is receiving an emergency intervention. The minister inspected these sites and the trailer park under construction, saying it is critical to the decongestion of the busy road.
We are in discussion with NATO. I already have a proposal by NATO which we are studying. Once we start operating the park, at least about 500 trucks on this road will be out of the road.
Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, also being reconstructed by the federal government, was inspected. He expressed satisfaction with the speed and quality of work, saying that with improved funding already adopted for the project, it might be completed earlier than its 48 months completion time. In Lagos, Deji Dewu, NTA News.
Training and retraining have again been described as pivotal towards enhancing capacity building and efficient service delivery. Director General Administrative Staff College of Nigeria, ASCON, Ajibade Peters, stated this at the closing of the 5th series of the ASCON 2014 regular course in Badagry. Olajide Bello has the report.
Reiterating the role of training and retraining as necessary for employees to ensure efficiency and productivity in performance, the Director General of ASCON, Ajibade Peters, called on governments and private sector to place more emphasis on training.
Whether you are a journalist or a teacher or a consultant like yourself, whether you are a president or a minister, training is required in one way, in one form or the other.
He charged participants to put into play the skills and knowledge acquired in their respective organizations. He later inducted the participants as distinguished ASCONians. Some of the participants spoke to NTA News.
What I have learned will assist me in planning on how to achieve the organizational goal and objectives. We learned that we need to mentor and coach the subordinates.
I pray that God will give me the opportunity to go home, mobilize my people, tell them the benefit.
The Administrative Staff College of Nigeria, ASCON, is charged with the responsibility of building human capacity for policy development, program management geared towards efficiency in the public service for improved service delivery. In Lagos, Olajide Bello, NTA News.
There are those that seek to divide Nigeria, to take us back to another time. But
but the future belongs to all Nigerians, and we are building that future together. Improving education at every level and in every region, the roads that bring commerce, the energy supply to power our economy, and safer water for our villages and families. The infrastructure to support and grow an advanced society. But building the largest economy in all of Africa is not enough. The mission now is to lift every Nigerian up together. So to those that want to divide us, we say the future belongs to all Nigerians. We can't go back. Good luck, Jonathan. One Nigeria, moving forward together.
Do your part. Download the free Forward NG mobile app in the App Store or visit forwardnigeria.ng.
Join us and keep Nigeria moving forward together.
I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be healthy, well-fed, and patriotic. To use Rijiko in all my cooking. And to patronize made in Nigeria products for better health and economy. Get my husband and son running home to eat every day.
Yes, Rijiko tomato paste adds flavor and life to your meals. Fresh from the farm, specially packaged for your healthy feeding. Rijiko tomato paste, food for love. Produced in Nigeria by Erisco Foods Limited, a subsidiary of Erisco Bumpet Group.
Hey, chai, my people! For September 24th, 2014, the change go start. This change now to take rearrange our government, make our economy day bam, and our security go tanda chim. This change now for national reconcile, and it go make work jabrata for people who not get work. Atiku Abubakar, the Turaki Adamawa, go announce say him don ready to contest for president under him party will be the All Progressive Congress (APC) for the 2015 election where they come.
Atiku don talk and say God bless this our country well, and if we get better people for government, this we country go dey tank pay like one of the ogbonge countries there for this world.
Time for action now, and with your support, Atiku don tanda gidigba to give us better leadership.
Make una come join Atiku Abubakar for Shehu Musa Yaradua Center, Abuja, on the 24th of September 2014. The time na 10 a.m.
If we join hands together with Atiku, we go build Nigeria where everybody go happy. Atiku 2015, a Nigeria for all, because now all of us waka come.
What's going on?
Haven't you heard? Samsung and Etisalat are having the most amazing free data and smartphone offer ever!
Hello?
Babe, you can now get all Samsung smartphones at the lowest prices at Etisalat Experience Centers or any authorized Samsung dealer.
Yes, I know. First, you get up to 1.5 gigabytes free data once you buy the smartphone, and then double of every data bundle you buy of 200 megabytes and above for the next 12 months.
Experience speed on everything from the Samsung Galaxy S5 to the Samsung Trend Lite at the most affordable prices.
Etisalat, now you're talking.
For the sweetest scent, for the highest flight, for the fastest drive. Form follows function. The world's first curved OLED TV. Picture perfect. It's all possible. LG OLED TV.
On business news tonight, banks are to henceforth pay customers for using electronic payment channels. And the Nigeria Stock Exchange freezes Access Bank's share price. Details with Chazalam Ikie.
Good evening and welcome to Business News. The Central Bank of Nigeria says it is collaborating with deposit money banks through the Nigerian Interbank Settlement System PLC to work out a system that will make banks pay customers, merchants and salespersons for using electronic payment channels. For Tokwe Fashua, it is a step in the right direction.
Now banks have to look for other sources of income. Banks have to be ready, I think finally, to do the real business of banking, which is lending. especially to small and medium-scale enterprises. You know, the kind of paradigm shift is what the CBN is trying to bring in.
The move is to drive the cashless policy to an incentive-based one. In the meantime, the Nigerian Stock Exchange has frozen the price of shares in Access Bank pending the results of our shareholder votes on its planned 68 billion naira share sales. According to reports, the bank had been meeting domestic investors since the beginning of the month to gauge interest. With the shares down by 0.1%, does that mean that investors can only sell or buy at that price?
You have a negative and positive aspect, but the negative aspect is that the shareholders will only be able to trade at a particular given price, not up, not below that. But then again, you will notice that during the period, it will enable the share to maintain its fair pricing.
The boss said Access Bank had requested the price freeze ahead of a shareholder vote on October 15. The restriction will be lifted on October 16. And that's it on Business News. I am Chiazala Mekie.
Entrepreneurship and skills development are the focus of the first investment summit holding in Minna, the Niger State capital, with the theme Building a Sustainable Business Environment. Mary Norberge has the report.
The summit is providing opportunities for investors to take decisions as to how it affects investment in Niger State in particular and the country as a whole, with focus on improving general investment climate as well as building a sustainable, friendly environment and stimulating policy reforms. Speakers including Minister of State for Agriculture and Rural Development, Hajia Asabe Asma Ahmed, Executive Secretary, Chief Executive Officer, Nigeria Investment Promotion Commission, Mrs. Sarat Umar, and Special Advisor to the President on Social Development Matters and Special Duties, Mrs. Sarah Pan, restated the need for government and the people to provide a favorable environment for business to thrive.
Has risen from $300 million to $1 billion. To invest in the production and processing of rice.
Declaring the summit open, Governor Muaz Babangida Eliu reiterated the need for a vibrant and competitive private sector supported by a stable public sector to develop the economy.
So these are some of the things that we are looking at and putting in place so that the investor will be confident enough to come.
In Minna, Mary Nabrabshi, NTA News.
The federal government has promised to rebuild and train members of the Abuja Computer Village, whose premises was recently demolished. In an intervention visit, the National Information Technology Development Agency, NIDDA, Director General Mr. Peter Jack reiterated government's commitment to provide better employment and skills in line with the transformation agenda. Ruben Okala reports.
This is Abuja Computer Village. The village play host to over 400 computer vendors, engineers, designers, and experts, offering services from sales to maintenance and training. Due to the demolition, the story is now different.
It was just unfortunate. We are taken on our way.
We don't know. And what confused us, they say they will come back. And we don't know what will be the end now.
Following the negative impact the demolition and dislocation of traders is likely to have on the socio-economic status of the people, the Director General of NIDDA, however, have this cheering news for them.
What we want to do is to give them the mileage so that they can reconvene somewhere else where all the resources are there to make them give the best value from their efforts.
Also, as part of its program for the youth, the National Information Development Agency has empowered about 80 youths for overseas studies in ICT-related courses.
We're looking at how we can replace oil and gas as the leading income earner for the country. And ICT has that potential. So outsourcing is a major area that we need to focus on.
The scholars were charged to be good ambassadors of Nigeria. In Abuja, Ruben Okala, NTA News.
As part of its drive to reduce kidnapping and armed robbery in Anambra State, the state government initiated several proactive measures in the area of security. One of such measures is the demolition of houses used as hideouts for keeping victims of kidnapping. In this report, Ekene Ndule takes a look at the situation.
In the recent past,
Anambra State had its fair share of kidnap activities as it got to a point where people were kidnapped for a ransom as low as 200,000 naira. This trend also affected the socioeconomic status of the state, as wealthy indigents and investors alike distanced themselves from the state for fear of falling victims. It is in view of this that Chief Willie Obiano, on his inauguration as the governor of Anambra State, promised to make security of lives and property the #1 priority of his administration.
This word to the villages now. Operation Kochapo, in liaison with the vigilante, are mopping up all the criminals that have left the city.
Apart from equipping the security agencies, the state government also adopted a law to demolish buildings which belong to kidnappers, as well as those being used for their nefarious activities. The demolition exercise is always monitored by the State Police Command.
As we all know, the position of the state government and the law of the states states clearly, if you allow your property to be used for criminality, definitely the government will seize the property and will use it in the best way the government deems fit.
The governor maintained that the initiative is to serve as a deterrent to intending kidnappers.
We're going to continue demolishing those structures anywhere we see them, so that people will learn that their property shouldn't be used to keep kidnapped victims.
Currently, the state is being restored to its pride of place with the improved security situation, and investors are now taking advantage of the enabling environment.
The Department of State Security Service, Niger State Command, has arrested and paraded a 28-year-old civil servant, Tega Samson Ochenedoro, for operating false and fake blogs through the social media and also co-founding Secret Reporters Group, an outfit aimed at blackmailing government officials and heads of corporate organizations. Momso Damien Datti reports that the suspect was intercepted at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, on his way to Minna to fraudulently obtain the sum of 50 million naira from some Niger State government officials.
28-year-old Samson Ogenedoro is a staff of the Nigerian Television Authority, Sapele Delta State, who uses a false name, Fejiro Oliver, to carry out fraudulent activities on some social media blogs, including the Daily Voice of Nigeria, Elomba Communications, an online UK-based news agency, as well as the Secret Reporters Group, a cycle of fake reporters whose motive is to extort money from the public, according to the state security findings. Sometimes between July and August this year, the suspect, through mobile telephone calls, had alerted top government officials of Niger State about a 3-month investigation he had conducted unraveling their alleged corrupt activities, billed for publication, which he said could be covered up if the sum of 50 million naira is paid. To make real his threat, Tega Samson Ogenedoro had released certain publications on his social media blogs tantamount to blackmailing Niger State government. As such, he was invited to come down to Minna for the said money when the DSS agents arrested him. A statement by the Director SSS Niger State Command, Dr. Larry Obiagu, revealed that the suspect works alongside 2 syndicate members, Stanley Ogene and Francis Arinzi, who are at large to perpetrate his criminal activities.
That's the name I use, or my pen name in the media world. Fejiro Oliver. Blackmailers will do with you saying, sir, I have the document against you. Give me this and I kill it. That to me is what blackmail entails. But in this particular case, it is never so. Like I said, it is not for the record of, we can still go and check the records from ETE, the call records, which can be checked. It's a simple question. Sir, reply to these inquiries. It is somehow to hear about 50 million. It doesn't blend for one to say 50 million.
The suspect is soon to be prosecuted, according to the State Security Service in Niger State. In Minna, Momso Damien Datti, NTA News.
Nigeria's Information Minister calls for global action against the Islamic State, ISIS. Details when we return.
Taxation as alternative source of revenue is the focus on NTA Tuesday Live this week. Tuesday Live, informative, educative and engaging. Don't be told. Join us.
The Pension Transitional Arrangement Directorate, PTAD, is organizing a sensitization workshop on pension management under the Defined Benefit Scheme in Minna and Kaduna. Participants: pensioners, Nigerian Union of Pensioners representatives, sector unions representatives in parastatals, pension, police, civil service, and paramilitary, Pension Board of Trustees, underwriters and brokers to PBOTs, North Central. Date: 25th September 2014. Time: 9 a.m. Venue: Shiroro Hotel, Nnamdi Azikiwe Way, Minna, Niger State. Northwest Zone, 29th September 2014. Time: 9 a.m. Venue: Hotel 17, number 6 Tafawa Balewa Way, Lafia, Kaduna, Kaduna State. For more information, 0802-314-2419. Email info@ptad.gov.ng.
Mama's cooking. Let's help her. Wait! My mama says before touching food, you should wash your hands with soap.
But my hands are clean.
You can't see germs, but they're everywhere.
Look under special blue light. To protect against germs, I recommend regularly use soap. Safeguard removes millions of germs, and additionally, it inhibits regrowth of germs that might cause skin rashes for hours.
That is why me, mommy, daddy, and my brother regularly use Safeguard.
Supported by the African Medical Association.
We are all Nigerites. Our cultural diversity defines our unity. You are part of a formation of building a solid foundation for the attainment of a long-term vision of a great Niger, the power state, our peaceful home. Let us unite together to build this industrialized state, an investor-friendly destination of Nigeria. Niger State, the land of vast agricultural resources, a place where every child must go to school, ensuring easy movement and safety of pupils, equipped with standard health facilities and green environment. Our vision determines our society. Support our great leader, the Chief Servant, in actualizing our shared Vision 3-2020. This message is from Servant Leadership Group.
Information Minister Labaran Mako has called for global action against terrorists operating in the Sahel region. The minister stated this when he granted audience to the German ambassador to Nigeria, Michael Zenez, in Abuja. Mr. Mako maintained that since the 9/11 attack in the United States, terrorism has spread to other parts of the world, including Nigeria. The German ambassador promised to foster stronger bilateral relations between Germany and Nigeria in all spheres, particularly security and economic sectors. In our sports package, ex-international expressed confidence that Super Eagles will make Morocco 2015. And England